So growing up, man, I was always a fan of anime. I watched everything I could get my hands on, which was a decent amount actually, but yo, that ain't got nothing on what's all getting produced nowadays. Studio's doing the most right now. Yo, they throwing out new anime series like they auditioning for a dodgeball tournament with the dude Razor. And quite frankly, I can't keep up. Now, even though I personally feel like that the overwhelming amount of anime makes it harder and harder to pinpoint and give time to the actual quality shows, I will say this.
Watch Gintama.
1, I do appreciate how it feels like every year or even every few months that there's a new soon-to-be hit series coming out of the woodworks. And 2, I love that there are more quality designed black characters nowadays, like Killick, Michiko, Carol, and hell, even Muhammad Ali Jr. But yo, rewinding back to Carol from Carol and Tuesday, yo, it felt like most of the singers in Carol and Tuesday were brown-skinned, and they all looked good. Low-key, this might be the most diverse-looking anime I've ever seen. Now, what's crazy is, it's not like growing up I even really cared about that all too much. I just cared about seeing a great series come to life. Anime was my great escape from the world, outside of gaming. Star Wars was my first love, then gaming, then anime. I don't think I even really actually cared about seeing people who look like me in anime until one night I'm up hella late because I couldn't sleep. So I decided to indulge myself in some Dragon Ball, you know, like I do, when all of a sudden I saw this character pop up on screen. Now, without going too deep into it, it kinda hurt me. Seeing this character made me do a double take at the TV screen. Now, I realized that there probably wasn't any ill will behind it, but I was annoyed as hell by it nonetheless, until I decided to get my Frozen on and just let it go. But yo, it kept happening throughout the series. Then I realized it wasn't just Dragon Ball, but many anime had dark-skinned people looking wrong. Black characters were barely in anime, and the few that did pop up and showed their face, it was a joke. Bro, we looked atrocious. Meanwhile, any character who wasn't black got drawn like, you know, like an actual human being. Maybe a ridiculously good-looking human being with the body of a Greek god and hair that defies all logic, but still, you get my point. This was something that I ultimately came to terms with, but never quite left the back of my mind. So yes, times are different now. People in the industry do a much, much better job nowadays. But I still remember the first time I saw a black character in anime that I kinda almost sorta liked, and how it affected me. That's what I'm here to talk to you lovely people about today. Sound good? Alright, let's get it. Yo, so let's backtrack just a bit to a simpler time. I'm talking long before Ariaki did Avdol dirty not once, but twice. Before Afro's schizophrenic ass got an anime, before Kishimoto decided to show his love for the Wu-Tang Clan by introducing Killer B, and hell, even before Dutch's black ass decided it'd be a cool idea to kidnap a poor innocent Japanese man. See, it was back when my anime taste was just starting to mature a bit. I wanted to branch out, but you know, anime ain't cheap. So my young ass, while in school, decided to get a job. Now, as you all know, with a job comes money, and with money comes more anime. The job, man, it was whatever. I worked hard nonetheless though. But when I got that first check, sadly, I gave it all to my mom so she could pay bills and stuff. Life was hard, man. Still, it stung that I did all that hard work just to not see a single new episode of an anime. At least that's what I would have done if I was on some dumb as a brick cool bar type shenanigans. Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Nigga, I walked in that Best Buy balling out of control. My mom, my friends, nigga, even the damn Best Buy manager couldn't tell me nothing. Needless to say, I was feeling like a final boss. So my boss vibes and I made our way over to the DVD section, and it was there that I saw it. The thirstiest of thirst traps Young Dez had ever seen at that point in time. So naturally, my delinquent horny ass couldn't resist. I had to pick it up. The anime to which I set my eyes on was Tenjo Tenge. Now, before y'all start flaming me for being hornier than Onizuka and Mineta combined, yo, look at these DVDs and manga covers. Now tell me you wouldn't risk it all. See, can you blame me? If you don't, cool. If you do, fuck you, I picked up that entire season and ran to the cashier quicker than Bulma dropped Yamcha for Vegeta. And the worst part was the cashier hit me with the most judgmental look on her face too. I mean, homegirl was looking at me like Joseph when he first met Caesar in JoJo Part 2. But I didn't care one bit because I walked out that bitch with hella new anime and I was about to binge all of them. My bro and I gets home and the first thing he asked me is, well, what should we watch first? Then the most sinister grin came across my face and I said, Tenjo Tenge. He then grinned back at me, equally sinister. Actually, nah. His shit was way creepier than mine. Almost borderline disturbing. Like on some Johan from Monster type shit. I should really ask him what the fuck that was about. Anyway, your boy popped in the DVD, hit play, and right from the get-go, I found myself tapping my feet to the beat and nodding my head because Bomba Head, that's the name of the song, is a straight banger. Not only that, but its fun visuals helped ascend it into one of my favorite anime openings of all time. What truly caught me off guard though was about 10 seconds in, this dude here leaped from the manga pages straight into the anime with the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
Full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen. It gives me goosebumps every time he does it.
Yo, I'm just playing, but shout out to that one
GameSpot
reviewer though. So yeah, he popped up and the first thought was, oh cool, a brother with dreads. And my second thought was, he probably won't be a big deal. I mean, he's in the intro and all, but black characters at this point in time were seldom, if ever, in the spotlight, usually relegated to being a minor, and if they're lucky, a side character. Anyway, the opening went on, and as all of what I presumed to be the leads got their intro character cards, so you knew their names and such, I noticed literally everyone got one, except the black character. Which was all the confirmation I needed in knowing, yep, that one brother that they put there to be cool just isn't important. My feelings weren't hurt or anything, like I said, it's what I'm used to. But then, this dude got a whole ass b-boy breakdancing segment to himself. Kid me at the time was actually big into breakdancing. Shit, my friends and I even had our own little b-boy crew. So naturally, I was kind of feeling this. Actually, the whole intro had pure J-pop with a dash of 2000s hip-hop vibes, and I was all for it. Bro, even the ending seconds of the opening looked like something straight out of a rap group album cover. Anyway, that bomb-ass intro wrapped up and the first episode opens with a beautiful, tranquil shot of Todo, a school notoriously known for producing its fair share of high-volume fighters. Not long after, we see our two leads pull up to the function, introduce themselves, then only to promptly begin beating the sonic rings out of everyone in the school like it's nothing. We learn that the brother's name is Bob Makihara. We find out these two fools pride themselves on being strong and have taken over 99 schools. The Great Todo Academy would make an even 100. I don't want to give away too much info in case y'all get bored and decide to watch this silliness, but all you need to know is Bob wasn't your average run-of-the-mill, randomly thrown in, horrendously drawn, whack-ass haircut having black character in anime at the time. Bob was the brains of the Knuckle Bomb. Knuckle Bomb consisting of Bob and Soichiro Nagi respectively. Bob is calculating and even gets props from his senpai and upperclassmen, which is more than I can say for Nagi. I mean, Nagi's the main character, sure, but he doesn't get treated like one. It even states that Bob possesses more natural talent than the main character. Not only that, but the breakdancing that was shown in the opening wasn't just something that was thrown in. I mean, you sure as hell could make a case that it was, but it becomes apparent that one of Bob's main fighting styles is indeed capoeira, which, for the uninformed, is a fighting style that shares a few similarities to that of breakdancing. After finishing this series, I was a tad bit, if only slightly impressed that instead of Bob being a walking stereotype or just a trash body there to add on to the main character looking good, he at least resembled something of an actual character. Young me thought I'd never see the day when I saw a black character in an anime that was cool and had some thought put into him, to be honest. And yo, look, there's a lot more I'd love to go over in the future, but for now, I think it's about time I start to wrap this video up. Homeboy in the show, he wasn't perfect, and he sure as hell had some facial details and such that kind of bothered me. But for me, Bob Makihara was the first likable black character in anime. Hey all, thanks for sticking around till the end, and hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If so, feel free to leave a like or a comment or two. I'd love to have a conversation. Also, what's you guys' experience with black characters in anime and any Japanese medium really? I'd like to know, whether it be video games, books, movies, etc. Also, if you did watch Tenjo Tenge, Yo, let me know, what were your thoughts on that random black dick joke they threw in there at the end?
What a monster!
But yo, joking aside, I did make this video because, yes, it is Black History Month, but also this is a topic and story I've long since wanted to talk about at length, and I'm happy I got to do it, even if it was briefly. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to yours truly and my editor. Give him some love too. All our info will be in the description. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, because 2021, it's going to be a good year content-wise. Till next time, guys, this is Dez from Featuring Dez, signing out. Peace.